off goes the assault element. The unmanned commander's BMP-3 leading, so that if that gets, that's probably going to be the first thing that's going to get hit, so it's got no infantry in it to get cooked. Putting down an awful lot of fire over their heads, 5 minutes manoeuvre, all that. This BMP spotted an enemy one up the hill, so good shooting on the move. I'm about to hope that we don't run into any mines down by the riverside. That would ruin my day. It's friendly arty on the other side, but clusterfuck time. The BMPs have decided that they can't ford the river for whatever reason. Maybe I set up the commands wrong, who knows? And there's this agonising diversion to the bridge where they're going to cross instead. In we go. The assault platoon is now putting its own fire down as well, so they generally can fire accurately on the move. One of the BMPs has remembered that it's amphibious, which should have been helpful earlier. But we're still putting enough fire down that we can manoeuvre fairly effectively. The infantry are deploying out the back, so I don't want to win the BMPs if the BMPs get hit by anything. They're going to add in their own firepower. It's safe to say that it would suck to be in those woods right about now. There's a lot of airburst munitions going in. And the infantry's joining in as well with small arms fire and grenade launchers and all kinds of fun stuff. At the same time, the infantry on the far right, providing the fire support, is packing up into the BMPs, because this is where the enemy fire mission is going to be falling, I think. I want to get them out of there. There's the enemy around there. They're going to pile into the BMPs, and fire support for the platoon that's already up there isn't so big a deal now that they're in that defilade there. I'm going to be deciding what to do with these guys once I pull them back over the crest and get away from that incoming mortar fire. Infantry are firing, manoeuvring their way up to the woods by teams, while the BMP-3s carry on hammering the woods. Still trying to put down as much firepower as possible. All the infantry have loaded up with extra ammunition and extra RPG 26s, the one-shot throwaway things. A bit like the American and Swedish AT4s. Intend to use as much ammunition as possible clearing out these woods. And they need some anti-tank teeth just in case they bump into enemy armour in there. I'm going to have to tone the fire support down because those 100mm rounds are getting close. Oh, my infantry is running towards them. And that was a friendly fire casualty. I hope not, but it probably was. And another one. Deceptively small actual explosions, but the shrapnel goes for miles apparently. So that's going to get called off, and I'll recast those BMPs, or put them on just the machine gun fire support. Fire support platoon on the right is reversed out of the way, which is good news because that particular mortar shell would have landed where my infantry was about a minute ago, or 2 minutes. I avoided that one. Friendly fire regardless, carrying on. The BMPs are all just using their machine guns now, rather than 100mm. And they've got some firing down lanes between the infantry, which probably would have been a good idea to begin with. The right-hand rifle squad comes under fire for something near that knocked out BMP there. See the RPG gun there. Off its bulletproof. looks like the Ukrainian infantry unit, which is now running away. The main reason why, apart from the general fire support, is that I've moved up to command this BMP over on this flank here. Mortars are starting to come in on the back of the enemy position. We've broken into the woods down at the bottom, so we're going to start pushing up in a bit. In the meantime, the mortars are just going to keep up the pressure up on the top as well. Infantry carry on clearing, the mortars carry on falling. Relocated another BMP over to the right. It's being defilade from any enemy forces up in the woods here, and it gives it a good clean field of fire down the back. Especially on those people there, hiding behind the BMP. I'm going to be adjusting the mortars further back now, just as a kind of rolling barrage for the infantry to advance up behind. It's all very World War I, but if it's done when it works, it works. That's another enemy BMP-2 getting whacked. My BMP's gone. Check that one, that was an RPG-7 from over here somewhere. The second BMP over there sorts out that particular problem. I'm not convinced about this era stuff, it seems a bit crap to me, it's not doing anything. I'm moving up the right hand platoon now because I need some more infantry up there. They don't have the same amount of firepower or fire support as the first run, but hopefully we've been kicking the enemy's teeth in good enough for them to keep their heads down. These BMPs can actually move pretty fast as well. Quite difficult blinking you missed it target if you've got something like an anti-tank missile, hopefully. And this platoon, at least I need some infantry up for some flank protection up in these little woods here. Otherwise, I don't want the fire support BMPs firing from defilade behind it to get some more nasty surprises like that one. I should have had some infantry up there in the first place, but it's all learning. Reinforcement platoon has come up. One squad, the machine gun team and the sniper team are pushing up into the woods here to screen it off, and so they can put fire down the back, and the rest of the platoon are moving off into the woods to give the original assault platoon a hand. I'm moving some more of the BMPs up on the left, so that if the assault start taking fire from the other side of the map up on this hill up here, they can hopefully try and put some suppressive fire down on there as we need it. There's still some definitely enemy infantry up on the crest of the hill and in here. They're going to get a bit of a pasting there. Mortars are still coming in. This little fight in the woods here isn't going where I want it to go. I had some enemy grenades coming in. A little bit too suppressed to really put the fire out. On top of taking more and more casualties. 3 men down now. Really need this position kind of cleared out. So it opens up the fire support position with BMPs to shoot down the back of the We'll see. We've still got plenty of time for the mortars to hammer up in the woods. And it looks like the enemy fire at least has died down a bit, so maybe we'll be able to push up. Some of the remaining infantry in the right hand wood is coming up to check. The enemy fire's kind of come off now. That BMP's up there for some immediate fire support if they need it. Might be more there to make my own troops feel better though, to be honest. Just about ready. Sending the main assault up the hill. This seems pretty clear around the back. We get these BMPs up into position and start hammering away. Any Ukrainians left in the top of these woods here are probably having a crap time, and it's about to get a whole lot worse. In goes the assault, the BMPs are in position. Immediately, there's some Ukrainians up on the top, putting the lead out. Lots going on here. Just as the assault's moving in, I'm trying to reroute another 2 BMPs through the forest and up the hill, and it turns out that up here at the crest of the ridge, some enemy units redeploying up there, and they're getting hammered by everything as they pop up, taking a few more casualties in the woods up here. Quite close range forest fighting. And all these other enemy units have popped up on the hill over there. We'll move up those other BMTs to deal with them in a moment. We're really just struggling up to this point to get into a position where I can really bring all the firepower to bear. Now that these 2 BMPs are up in position up here, they can really start hammering the enemy on the woods because they can shoot them from the side and from the back. We see some of them are already giving up, which is good news. Some of them aren't though. And we've got some very, very close in fighting in these woods. It's bad news because that generally means heavy casualties. The BMPs are putting some fire down on these enemy troops up here. The UAV spotted an enemy mortar down here, a 120mm mortar, which would explain the large bangs that have generally been going off in the background. Oh, we're in a good position here. I'm just going to keep up the pressure and make the enemy just crumble. Some of them were already running away over here before they caught some 30mm cannon shells. The mortars are still coming in. The BMPs are still putting the flanking fire down. These enemy units over here are pulling back. This is generally good news. Even now, generally speaking, if an enemy unit pops up, I'm in a position to deal with it. And we're just going to carry on putting the hurt on until they give up.
Корректируйте огонь. Отбой.
Стрелка. Принято.
And a minute later, the Ukrainians surrender, and that's it. So, you can see it secured the objective and inflicted heavy enemy casualties, which is what we were going for. Overall, I've still got 108 men left, including the vehicles. I've had 11 men killed and 12 men wounded. 3 of my BMPs were lost. I think they're all destroyed as well, so they're not exactly salvageable. On the Ukrainian side, they have 19 men left. So that's a good reason to surrender in my book. They had lost 58 men killed and 47 wounded. They have 4 men missing, which generally means, in this at least, taken prisoner. So they'll be shuffled back to the back for a little bit of interrogation. They lost 6 BMP-2s and 1 Ural truck. And if you click on the review map button there, you can see the final location for all the enemy units.